I say, Mike, are we on now? Okay. From here on, if it's nice of bad weather, you don't have to come out and do this because we'll be on YouTube or whatever it is, something or other. Yeah. So hopefully we're coming in good.
CNN.
Okay.
MSNBC.
All right.
ABC.
Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes of the last meeting?
Yes.
Is there any corrections? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes from last month's meeting.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good deal. All right. Public hearing on water rate increase. Is there any interest in suspending the rules for a separate meeting for the third reading so we can combine the second and third reading at tonight's meeting?
I'll make a motion to suspend the third reading and combine both readings tonight.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion? None? All in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. So the only thing we really need to discuss is just it has been posted. Correct, Brooke?
Yes.
Okay. That there will be an increase starting December 1st, which will be a 9% increase. The reason being is that we are $12,000 in the red right now. This is water only. It's not on sewage, so it's not a significant amount. Unfortunately, it affects everybody, including us. So, but we have to do that. And also, we have the budget, which we need to accept.
Need a motion?
Yeah, take a motion. Yeah.
I make a motion to accept the budget we've already discussed.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that is done. Okie doke. Looks like the next thing is BF&S. Yeah, I figured they had BF&S right here.
Yeah, so made it pretty obvious. Chad and I have had several conversations, and I've got a couple things for you guys tonight. The first thing, Brooke, were you able to did you get my email earlier today? Put that on letterhead?
Yes.
Okay. So the first thing we have is the application that we're going after for the HSIP funds to get some safety signs up and crosswalk across the state road here. So we're working with Tim Carson on that. He's doing the actual application. We just help put together some cost estimates and kind of put together what the design would have to be. So this is more of a housekeeping item that Chad wanted me to give you guys. It shows, I got a copy, a non-letterhead copy here if you want to see it. But it shows what the town match, it's a letter of commitment what the town match and the construction costs for the project will be. If you look on there, the actual construction cost for the whole project, and I'm guessing you guys are aware of what Chad's trying to do, adding some safety signs, and so you guys are aware of the scope of the project, correct? If not, I have that here too. So the total construction cost and engineering cost for that would be that's what we're asking for NDOT, $167,400. There will be a local match of $18,000 and $600. That is a total cost. Let's see. So the total project cost would be $186,000. That is a 90-10 grant. So 90% is paid through by NDOT, and the 10% match that you guys would owe is $18,600 on that. So in order to finish the application, which is due Friday, we need a letter of commitment to put into the application that says that the town has the money to match the grant. So that's the first item for today, is if we could get that approval for, if you guys are okay with that, of course.
Okay.
So you have a list of the
I do.
project? Yeah.
I only brought one copy of that, but you
No,
can have
that's
it.
fine. She can make us copies. Just as long as we
You
have it.
can have it. This will show that we're doing that's a rapid beacon, flashing beacon for pedestrians, lighted stop signs and speed feedback sign to show the speed.
Mhm.
So it shows what street each one's on there. So you're more than welcome to have that. So there's a total of 18 signs there that you'll be getting, including a crosswalk as well. And that includes all engineering costs on this grant is included into that as well. So
That 186.
yep.
Yeah.
And I got the breakdown of that if you would like to see that as well. That shows the breakdown of the engineering is 40,000 and then the construction is 146. We don't think there's any inspection needed on this. It's a pretty standard put the sign in your right of way here. There's not really. I think that's something that Chad could probably just check on once it's installed.
See it for a minute. Then.
And happy to answer any questions you might have on that particular item. And
Not a whole lot, but
I'll drop my card off just in case you guys have any
Thank
questions after the meeting that you can't think of anything.
Thank you.
There was 2 crosswalk signs down here, correct?
Yes, yes.
okay. Any questions? We have right now.
We can have copies of that. Will you get a minute?
Make copies of this.
Let me get a minute. Here. Let me get a minute.
Any questions? Any?
No,
Okay.
none on this.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to accept the bid.
I'll make a motion. We accept the bid from BF&S.
Have a second.
Second.
Well, it's more of accepting the
Yeah,
letter
just
of your
commitment.
Yeah,
Commitment,
matching the
okay.
funds.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Details.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I just,
okay.
just to make sure.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Guess that's a done deal.
I
And
appreciate
where do
that.
we need to?
And then that one, you'll just sign that, and then Chad will come pick that up. That's
Okay.
that's going to be for Chad and Tim to finish the application.
You need a copy of this.
I would give it to
Signed?
Chad.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
more for Chad.
All right. I just want to make sure you need to take it with you.
Yep, I don't need to take it with me because Tim's actually doing the application for you guys.
So let's do the
It's
end
due
of this week.
Friday. Yeah, due Friday. It's all done
That's
besides
Chad.
this part right here. And then next we have the CCMG, which we have heard that it'll be coming out probably by the end of the month. You'll get a notice of award for what you guys applied for on your CCMG grant. And what I have with me today is a design and inspection agreement, which I'll pass around a copy of that as well. It's a lot of pages. I apologize. A lot of
No, you're right.
standard agreement template stuff. The first few pages, what you guys
Thank
probably
you.
want to see is towards the back.
Let's see this.
And I think I emailed Chad
Yeah.
a copy of that. So you guys may have already seen it, but this is for the design and inspection, as I said. What we do is Chad has put together the projects and put together estimates, got that applied for with Tim. And what we'll do now is take that project and we will make construction plans and put together a bid package and spec book and help procure bids and review bids and help solicit contractors to come do the project. So to do that, we'll do a design and we'll do plan sheets of all the projects, all the streets. There are several streets on this one, but we tried to keep the cost about the same as we did last year. It has more streets than you guys had last year, but we try to keep the cost the same on that. This also would include inspection, which is that $24,000 number. That is an hourly not to exceed. I doubt we use that. We've done this inspection for the last two cycles of CCMG, and we have not maxed out our construction budget. So we only use what our inspector comes out and uses. We always kind of put a worst case scenario number in there, but we only bill that construction inspection the time he's actually out here doing work. And he's out here as a part-time basis. He's working with the contractor, checking the quantities, making sure there's no change orders on the project, and In NDOT, each segment has to have a detailed cost estimate. You got to follow the quantities on each segment of the road, and our inspector will make. He's got a software called Site Manager, and he keeps track of everything on each segment of road. Because when you get audited, you got to make sure that everything lines up. And it's a little different when you're doing several segments of road than just one, like we've done in the past. So. We just make sure the work's good. We have pre-con meetings. We have walkthrough meetings. If there's any issues, grass isn't growing, anything like that, we'll get on the contractor to tell them to come back out here and replant. And, if there's a crack in the sidewalk, we'll tell them to come out and you got to cut that out and redo it, kind of thing. So it's more hands-on. It gives Chad a little freedom to do his job while we run the project for him.
So you just basically need this signed?
I do. It's actually for your consideration. So I don't need it signed tonight. If you guys want to look at it or if you have questions, we can sign it next. Or you can say yes or no next time. Yes.
I know from talking to Chad, he said Delphi Road, he's concerned that below 2 inches might have damage just because.
Well, we
condition
talked
of the road.
We talked.
Is there a way to determine?
Without doing core samples, probably not until you start digging it up.
I just don't want to commit to 2 inches and then we dig it up and then we got to redo everything and now
That's some of our concern. So that is something that Chad's put the quantities in on that, and that's what you're going to get. Whatever you put in is what you're going to get the money for. If it's bad underneath there, then it's a little of our concern too. Is how bad is it? How deep do you need to go? What's the base of the road there? What's that look like once you get in there? So that's something that we'll work through with a contractor and try to keep it within budget. We hope it all goes smoothly. But
it's just it's a long road, and I'm just curious if it's a lot of the sub base is damaged and how much of it's.
Yeah, that we probably won't know until we start getting into it. Unless we take some core samples, but again, that adds cost to go in there and do some core sampling on that. But we might have to weigh the cost benefit, and that's something we can talk to Chad about if we want to go in and
if
see what
it's 1,000 feet of sub base needs replaced, it's probably gonna be cheaper to do a core. What's a core? 4 inch?
Yeah, I mean, do as long as you want, but I'd do like 4 inches. I'm guessing there's not.
Well, I mean, like diameter. Like how big
it'd be about like that big. Yeah.
I mean, I would rather. If Chad has a concern that sub base might have damage, I'd like to know before we rip the road up, and then
that's something that we can.
That's what it costs.
Yeah, we can coordinate with Chad on that and get somebody out here to do a core sampling.
I mean, at least give us. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be way cheaper, I would think, to do a core sample than to rip it up and then figure out after the fact.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
So we can work with Chad and have somebody come out and do some core sampling on that road. There, I think on Delphi, and what's the other road that we were talking? There's another one that we were. Otten, thank you. Otten, we were a little concerned about too. So if they're going to come out there and do it, might as well do another one just to see what that road looks like.
Yeah, because those are the two. I mean, Otten's not long compared to some of the roads that run east and west, but it's still
right.
I would hate to tear up roads and then figure out.
Yeah, because if you
can't afford to fix it.
Yes.
If the sub base is bad, then whatever you do to the top, it's just gonna. It's not gonna last.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm with you on that.
Okay.
And this is again, you don't have to make a motion. It's for your consideration. You will probably get notice of award by the next meeting you have. At that point, we would probably need to know because we need to start getting designed so we can get a bid out. Because you have about 3 months from your letter of award to get a bid.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. Anything else you need from us?
I don't think so. The only other update that Chad wanted me to give you was the ADA. So part of the going through these HSIP application, the CCMG, you have to have an updated ADA plan. And it's just another hurdle you got to jump through. So we're going to work with Chad to get that updated as well. We'll probably bring something. It's not nearly this, but we'll bring something probably next meeting to help him get his ADA up to compliance.
Okay.
We need the ADA for the walking trail.
No, it's like a town ADA plan.
Little town.
Yeah,
Okay.
transition plan and also a Title VI plan. So a guy at our office, Dave Buck, who used to be the city engineer of West Lafayette, has had a lot of experience doing these. So he's going to help Chad kind of
Okay.
coach him on what to do and help him through that. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just have one last question.
yes, sir.
So the core sample comes back and it's bad. Is there any sort of penalty to withdrawal
No.
on the road? Okay.
Yeah, it's happened before where we pulled out on funds and gave the funds back due to some other circumstances. And if for some reason we think it's going to cost more to do it, then you could just reapply next time and add more sub base to it. And there's not a penalty. The next round, that community got awarded funds. So
Good question.
great question.
Anything else? Nothing? Good. Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Well, if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And yeah, happy to thank you for letting me come and talk.
Okay, sure.
It's been 15 minutes.
coming.
I'm sure everybody's bored.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Ed, looks like you're up next.
Yes, we had 18 calls for service this last council meeting. Block contracts complete. It's been sent in, so it's going to take a year or better before it gets installed due to state permits. End of October, we have our yearly training. It'll cost $500. I don't know what other agencies are going to participate in it, if they're going to help cover that cost or not. Keep having issues with the battery in the Durango. Still trying to figure out who's going to be best to fix that, because the back seat, but the passenger seat in the cage has got to come out.
Mhm.
The battery is underneath the passenger seat.
Good placement.
Yeah. I'd like to add a loft in the garage area this winter to get to our storage area.
Do you have any idea of costs on that?
I mean, we've looked at it. I wouldn't think that it would be for material more than $1,500. That's just my guess. I mean, I just given you guys something to think about. We can get a price list together and stuff for that. I mean,
Once you get a price list and maybe a bid or two to do that, I'm sure you're not going to climb up there and do it, but
yeah, I think we are going to do the work.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
say because I don't know what their manpower schedule looks like.
Yeah, it's just-
With,
If they have the manpower and stuff, yeah.
I just don't want to say, yeah, they'll help.
Yeah.
Someone says, yeah, that's it.
I just don't know what they'll have going on for what Chad has all planned. But
Yeah. I would like to take that shower in the bathroom and take it out of there. They have a shower over at their shop. If something happens, we need the shower, but I'd like to add the washer and dryer there. That way they can wash their stuff and we can wash our stuff if we get into anything. So it's just something for the winter to think about.
Okay.
Don't have to make a decision, obviously, today. So
On the flock thing, you say it's going to be over a year.
yeah, it's going to be 12 to 18 months before they get it. Obviously, the contract doesn't start until they get installed.
Correct. Yeah.
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 So I haven't got the statement yet for the 30-day pay when we pay it. So
Okay. Because originally, weren't they talking like 9 months or a year?
she said a year.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying 12 to 18 months to be safe with the state permits.
Okay. You think that state come through for something,
Basic safety like that.
it's.
Yeah.
Go figure, huh? All right.
That's all I have.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding. Anything else?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, yeah. Sean, looks like you're
Yep.
filling in tonight.
Yep. So on the water department, we're still running in the red, but we're hoping that the bulk water sales has been helping us out some to try and cut into that. We're still hoping to end in the black by the end of the year. So on the water side, wastewater side, we're currently in the black, so we're doing not too bad. We have been doing sewer cleaning and televising, so that's going to cut into that some. We're not able to clean as much lines as we'd like to because of financial reasons. And we also had our software system where we use our camera, it went down. So we worked on it for 2 days, and it was a used system.
Oh.
It wasn't new to us or anything. We bought it used, and so we don't own the software. So it was from the previous owner from another municipality. So we're looking into new software and computer, and those bids together shouldn't exceed more than $6,500 for this stuff. Now, when we call out a company to come and help us, we're looking at $330 an hour is what they're charging, and it's more expensive than that whenever you call them on an emergency basis when you need them. We are looking at, I believe, we try and get 100 hours of inspection done a year. Well, if we call them out, it's $33,000 for the year. So what we're looking at, we're thinking we can do it for, I believe it's $130-some an hour, $161 an hour. So it's less than half of what they're charging with this new software and computer. Now, we do have a camera it's running, but it's obsolete. If it breaks down, we won't have a camera then. So I do have quotes for the computer and the software. I think Chad left them out for everyone to see, but it should exceed $6,500 for that. So that's one thing he's asking for. See if we can get that.
Okay. Has he talked to someone that he knows is going to be about that figure?
Yeah, we got the quotes, and he should have passed them out, or said he had them passed out. I believe the computer.
I got a bunch over here.
I believe the computer was $2,100.
Is that it? Okay.
And then the software and support for software and the encoder were right at $4,000.
I can't see that.
You want farther away or you can go?
Has Chad mentioned to you the price for camera and tracker?
Yeah, I think he's got it here. I have to look it up to see.
Yeah, I see it. Sorry.
Never thought a camera would be that much, but it's actually attached to a winch system, and that whole cable it's on is what brings it back to the.
Yeah, you need to get it back
TV
after the
set.
sewer.
So we're actually, that cable it's pulling on is actually a line that we see. That's what brings it back, so we can actually see it live on a TV screen.
Okay.
To make sure the sewers are clean.
Any more questions? I guess I will. Brooke, we got any money? Pay for that?
Are you wanting it like right away? You want that camera right away?
No, we won't do a camera.
Are you wanting the software right away?
Software, and we'll have to, if we at least know by the next meeting, we can get it ordered.
Oh, got you. Well, we still have 10,000 in Riverboat, 2,000 in Rainy Day.
Okay, so we got the money to do it.
That was going to be my fire truck talk, though, so there goes that. So I just won't mention that.
I think they're wanting more on the fire truck than that, so.
Yeah.
So I will entertain a motion.
Did we get, was our dollar,
65.
$6,500, that was the software?
That was for the software and the computer, and there was, let me see what else is coming with the software that we had to have. It shouldn't exceed no more than $6,500 for everything. There's a 1 year of support, and And then there's an encoder sensory we have, but we won't know with this new software if our current encoder will work or not.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll make a motion that we find some money to pay for the camera and the
This one,
not the camera. Yes, the software
software, yeah,
and
the computer.
computer. Is that it?
Yes.
Maybe not to exceed $6,500.
Not to exceed 6,500. Why don't you just make the damn motion?
Second.
Okay. Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, of course, you talked about the crosswalk stuff. So that's going to be a good thing if all that can go through there. Black truck, we're currently doing some work on it. That we are hopeful to be up here within a week, and we'll be taking up pieces. And we're cautious that we don't think anything. We think it'll make it through the leaf season. After that, we're going to have to look into some refurbishments to help keep it long term. So it's just things to think about in the future for the back truck. But we're well on our way of getting it where it needs to be at. So hopefully by next week I'll pick up these. Stuff at they got all the parking spots done at the park there on Catherine Lane, and it looks really nice. We're still working on the final grade. The dirt where the old building was, the concrete pad that was there for the old shelter house. We got all that cleared out, dirt in. We just need to do the final grade, do grass seeding, and get all that stuff taken care of. We are expecting the concrete parking bumpers by November 4th. So those should be in by then. Let's see if I have anything else here. I think that's it.
Okay, doke. Thank you very much, Sean. Appreciate it.
Yep.
You were much shorter than Chad. Okay. Okay, the next thing on Bob, looks like you're up.
Yeah. Somebody text Chad Colby. Texted back just so you know. He got back with us, Chad.
Oh,
We all wanted
he's
to
watching.
Messes out.
He texted me.
Okay.
raise
on my phone now.
I know he sent it back. I just heard it.
in the ordinance about the shelter house. And so I did do that, and it actually only said to raise the residential one, but I assumed it would raise the non-residential one also. So I did that. It just had the same $50 increase that the other one had. And the old ordinance made reference to the old shelter house too, so I took it out of this. Shelter house is gone.
Those fees, right? Not our. We got one. I think the within the school district is right. I still want the outside.
200's right. Yeah. I just heard her say it to someone the other day.
Okay.
There's nothing in here as far as damage or anything.
It can be added to it later on. Whether that would be able to be collected or not is obviously a question. But
Some of them require like a damage
We have a damage deposit.
Yeah, I have a
deposit
deposit, yeah.
up front. Okay.
$100 damage deposit that's separate of every. So they have to pay that separate of the check or cash or
Okay.
however they pay the other thing.
down there on the second to the last paragraph, it's got the individuals/organizations may be subject to a damage deposit, key deposit, cleaning deposit, in addition to the fees outlined herein.
Okay.
I suppose it'd make a difference whether it was somebody that rents it every year and they always clean it, leave it spotless, or whether it's the outlaw biker gang that wants to be there one time and you don't know if
Those
the
darn
summer house
biker
is
gangs.
Those
open
guys,
or
they're
not.
always calling us.
150 takes care of the cleaning fee too, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just not
Okay.
damage.
I trust
Okay.
we need to vote on this. Or
If
do
you
we?
want to change it,
Huh?
if you want to change the ordinance, you do, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the,
I'll make a
Order.
motion, we accept this ordinance as written up by Bob Schaefer regarding the shelter house in the park. The
What?
pavilion.
What's the ordinance
You
number?
don't,
4.
Just curious. I couldn't hear what Pop was saying. What will you be changing from the current?
currently it was $100 or $150, depending on if you're a Rossville School District resident or not. And it's just going up $50 on both of them.
Increase the rate, which also includes cleaning, which wasn't included before. The renter was supposed to clean before, and now that's not part of it.
okay, got a motion made. Did I hear a second?
Second.
Did you say you got rid of the other one? The
That
old
one-
shelter house one?
Yeah.
We have to do anything for that, or you just?
No, if it's
delete
not
it off
there,
the-
just delete it out
Okay.
of there.
It's hard to rent a place that's not
Under
there.
Yeah.
I'm not even writing that in then.
Yeah, it's
You're
in
gonna
here.
motion-
Right here.
Oh, it's in there. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
delete the policy.
Okay.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, good deal. You need one of these signed, I trust?
Yeah,
One or all three?
just one.
But we all three didn't sign it.
I'll try to send the same one.
Okay, right here, I'll pass it around. I already got the startup at the date on it. While we're on there.
Jerry's gonna miss his. We told,
Jerry's not
we
here.
told him to be here by around 7:30 because these always go till 8, and he's running drain. And he's like, "Well, 6:30 is not too bad. I might be able to be back in town." I go, "Then just come later. We'll move you down because we had him at the top." I can probably speak for him, but he'll need, because he came in and told us what he wants and why he wants it. Sean, you don't have him on your phone to see his whereabouts, do you?
No, I don't.
Just in case he's a few minutes away.
I can call him.
Yeah, that's what I
can
meant.
sit outside and call him. But
Okay.
I don't have a track.
Ask him how close he is and tell him and then I'll go. And then I'll go, and then, which I don't have a whole lot to do, but yeah. 2 allowance dockets, pass those around. And then, Stan, you wanted me to look on the appropriation report.
Only 2 copies of this?
Yeah, it's the 2 payrolls.
Well, there's 2 pages.
Hmm?
There's 2 pages and you only got 2 copies.
You just sign. There's a signer on the back.
Oh, I thought that was to look at.
It's the allowance docket, so it's every pay file. So we got paid twice in September.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
So this is all our employees, and this is the pay file for 9/27, and that's the pay file. Is that 9/16? 9/14 at the very top. It should have the pay file. I know. 2 minutes?
9:13.
9/13.
Okay. So you see our signatures on
Yes.
these?
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't figure out.
No.
Never mind.
That's just you okay and everybody's what I paid everybody. So you want to look that over real good because I paid me double. Just kidding. Okay, so the fire truck. You wanted me to come up, look in here and see where funds for the fire department's talking about getting a used fire truck,
Mhm.
and they're wanting us to contribute.
Correct.
Is it $50,000 to $70,000 or what were they wanting us to?
I think we had talked possibly up to 75. I'm not sure exactly.
And when is that going to be for next year, or will that be this year?
It's whenever they find a truck.
Whenever we find one, yeah. Could be this year, could be next year.
Well, I hope it's next year.
Yeah, it's not that they're asking us to help. It's we're under contract to help.
To help, yeah. Well, I mean, I
don't want to go to 75. I just feel I don't want to
No.
spread it too thin. I would rather tell them we can do a lower amount, and if they find something within that, great. If they find something that's just a little bit over, then we have a little bit of wiggle room. And then we also have a little left over for anything we need to do. I don't want to just say we have 75,000. Here you go. And
Yeah, because they'll probably use it.
yes,
Yeah, I'm like Ben. I was thinking the same thing.
He already told us they're looking at like was it 280 to 300,000 range.
But they had one they thought they might get for around 215. But then they said, the one they wanted to get rid of was worth what, 80 or 90?
Yeah.
So they had trade-in value.
Yeah.
They would sell it.
So there, if you do that, you're looking at maybe $120,000, $130,000. So, and if you divide that 4 ways, because they weren't wanting to do the percentages like they normally do.
Yeah.
They just wanted to divide it 4 ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's other costs that are coming up with the core
Hi, Jerry.
beyond the fire truck. There's turnout gear,
Well,
Yeah, right.
masks, and bottles, and so I don't want to just throw it all out there and then we're like, well,
Here, you guys spend how you want to,
Yes.
right?
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, so I don't think we want to. Like Ben was saying, we don't want to give them the whole. We thought we could come up with 75, but I don't think we need to.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just the turnout gear and the bottles are like 50,000.
Yeah.
So they were responsible for I think it's 16% or something like that. So there's more cost plus radios. There's 6,000 a piece.
Yeah.
They want to do 3 of those a year, so that's 18,000. 16% of that. So I don't want to tell them 75 and they spend 75, and then we got turnout gear, bottles, masks, radios.
then all at once for the 100 plus.
Yes, so I don't want to just say 75. I'd like to say 60.
So
I'd
how
say
about
50.
this?
I'd say 50.
Tomorrow I'll go through the appropriation report and update it based on what we talked about for the sewer cam, because there's going to be roughly 6,500 coming out of somewhere, whether it's Riverboat or wherever whatever appropriation we use, and then I'll just go on the high side and take 6,500 out, just in case that's what they spend, and then tell you where we have other monies that could be used for a fire truck. And then you guys can either, are you going to a fire?
There's no meeting at this point. There probably will be, but I haven't heard of it yet.
Okay.
I want to say Michael mentioned like November.
Is a possibility.
Yeah.
Is that when you guys want to present that to him? What we could do, or
Mike was wanting to know.
he's wanting before that meeting?
He's wanting to know. He said,
Yeah.
I think everybody else is kind of committed, and we haven't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Townships, they're like, we got the money.
Okay.
And we're like, well, we need to.
Yeah, we need to find the money.
Okay.
We need to see where we can get the money
Okay.
from and still pay for the masks, the bottles, the radios, the turnout gear.
Okay.
So
a lot
that's
of
going to be a
that.
chunk. Of
I'd
change.
really like to have Chad in on this a little bit, and I know he's off, but he said he'd be accessible, and he knows I'm going to need him. So, because what I don't want to do is say, well, what about, this fund here? And then Chad go, oh, we always use that clear all the way up to the end. And then I mislead you guys to think there's something in
Last
that.
meeting, he came up with the number 75.
Yeah.
But again, I think we need to cut that back.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, we have more things that they're going to be wanting.
Yeah.
So I think probably
The fire truck is a want. The radios, the turnout gear, the masks, and the bottles, those are.
Indeed.
Well, it's
pretty much
Well,
required.
yeah, they're to be compliant.
Yeah.
Their turnout gear is
Yeah.
out of date. The masks and bottles they need because every volunteer fire department member has to have their own mask. They need 2 bottles for each SCBA. They're all required by the state, the fire commission, whatever, to each have their own radio. So there's a lot of money that needs to be spent for these new compliance issues that they've come up with in the last couple of years that need to be addressed.
Sean has a comment or a question.
I got a question. So you're talking about the 16%, Dan?
Yeah.
So every time the fire department wants something, we got to give 16% of what they want, or is it a certain amount?
It's a percentage.
Yeah.
So if they want
Yeah,
something 10 times a
well,
year,
I
we
mean,
pay
it's
16% of what they want 10 times a year,
Yeah.
or do we pay up to a certain amount per year?
the fire. Well, there's the fire contract that covers basically their operating needs. It's just the fire department. I wouldn't say it's been neglected. It's just there's new compliance that's came out with,
Yeah.
and their SCBA's were from like 2001, something like that.
Somewhere along in there. Yeah, it's
early
been a while.
early
yeah.
2000s,
Yeah.
and they have to be taken out of service. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Same thing with the radios. It's a new compliance thing where the state or whoever within the state requires they all have to have a radio. Unfortunately, they're $6,000 a piece. The fire department asks for things, but it's up to each entity to take a vote and decide whether or not. So it's just like this works. If the board says no, then the fire department doesn't get it. It's not they just come and say, "Hey, we're buying a $500,000 truck. Where's your 16%?" So it all has to be voted on. But like I said, there are some big ticket items that need to be addressed for the next 3 to 5 years. Should the fire truck possibly wait? I don't know.
So there's not a cap that we pay yearly for that.
For the contract, yes.
The contract is.
Yes.
But not for the whole. Not for everything they buy.
Basically trying to play catch up for the last 20 years or so, I'm guessing. The fire department raises what money they can, but they can't do it all themselves.
Yeah.
So it's, and if Rossville does add more homes, that 16% will go up because it's based on assessed valuation of Owen Township, Ross Township, Rossville, and
Clay.
Clay Township. Yes. So as our assessed valuation goes up, it's going to make our percentage also go up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but I think, like Ben, I think I maxed it at 50. Tell them what we got because we got some other stuff we're gonna be asking for.
Okay.
I know Chad came over that 75 number. I don't know, I'm sure exactly where he got it. I mean, he showed the last meeting.
Yeah.
I have it in front of me.
Yeah.
But I think we ought to move that back a ways to the 50 mark. You agree with Ben, Sally, on that?
yeah, I just don't want to go
Yeah.
the
Cut ourselves short.
the full max because some of those funds we're going to take most of what's in there, and some of that stuff takes a year or two to build back up. I don't want to just
Yeah.
drain it.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought I saw in here that he was getting it out. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. There are several funds there, but who knows?
All right. I'll send an email to everyone tomorrow
Okay.
and let you know what we have. I mean, what's available. Hopefully, I can get a hold of Chad. I'm sure I can. He said he'd be accessible every day.
Because
if I
Mike was
needed
wanting
him.
to know where we stood on it, so
Yeah.
that was what the drift I got anyhow. So.
Yeah.
It's on this page
That's Chad's stuff. Yeah, right here.
here. Yeah, number 10. That's where he was
This
drawing.
Cume Cap 1. Oh, yeah.
From
Oh, I see.
24 and 25. So he's taking money from this year and next year plus
Yeah.
the cigarette
And all the
tax.
money's still in the Cume Cap for this year. The 30,000 is all still there. So if we did,
Yeah, but if we're only putting 40 in next year and we say 75, and then we got to buy bottles, masks, turn
Yeah.
on your radios, we don't have any more money in there.
Then we're toast.
Yeah, and then we'll be finding money from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll hold them down the price they pay for their truck. So.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, Jerry, I'm glad you came around here. I
Sorry,
moved you up to
Jerry,
the
I
top of the
led-
meeting and you
I
weren't
led you
here.
wrong.
So.
It's going swimmingly, so let's keep it rolling. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I feel it just
ran through the shop.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, your turn. Go.
You all receive one
Yep.
of these.
Yep, got them.
Can you see what I'm asking?
If anybody wants one, I have extras. If you want to follow along, hold it like that.
I can sit here and give you reasons all day long. Basically, all it is to slow down the traffic. If you remember years ago, the stop sign was at Pike Street and Delphi Road. And nothing between there. Brad Marlin and I came up here years ago, and they added the stop signs there, Delphi Road and Park Street, East Street. And it helped, but what I'm asking is add them out there at Maud Drive Street. So when they're coming in town, it just slow them down more. And another reason, and like I said, I can sit here and talk about it all day long. You can sit out there, and he's been out there, so's your reserve people, but they can't be there all the time. I get that. But with that being said, it's big time safety with the ball diamond lane flattened out all the time. Kids on bicycles, whatever. They're coming in town so fast. The corner at the cemetery and going out, but it seems mainly coming in. They live there. You understand. But I just think there again, what happened years ago, we added the stop sign there, slow down there. And yes, people aren't going to like it, but those are the people that are speeding. They have to stop. And it also, right there at Maud Drive, would give people coming out of the ball diamond lane time, for the traffic. We've already had some incidents there for wrecks at the end of that lane. So I just think that would be a reasonable thing. Put stop signs there. It's not going to cost a lot of money. You don't have to patrol and all the time. So I know it's involves some red tape and everything. But
I know why we did. I mean, I can understand that East Street and Delphi, because that is kind of a main thoroughfare through there. Only thing is, and I know what you're trying to do, and I appreciate it, but at Maud Drive, that's not really a main thoroughfare. It's just going into some housing, and putting a stop sign there might be a little iffy. I know Brooke came up and mentioned something. If we could get some of these signs that says, 20, 25 mile, whatever the speed limit is out there, where it shows what your speed is, it tells you slow down.
Those are they good.
you mean like over at
They
Dayton?
like to speed up.
And where
Over at Dayton, when you go into Dayton,
I
they have.
don't go through Dayton ever.
All the streets coming into town, and I'll be the first to tell you when I come down through there, I'm like, oh, because it says slow down and thank you, and it shows your speed, and it's solar panel.
Yeah, right.
It's all digital, whatever.
Are you
but
saying it works or doesn't work?
it works?
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Which,
I didn't know I was going too fast and slow down because it tells you to, but they're expensive.
It's gonna be a lot cheaper putting stop signs in there than putting these solar panel speed limit signs. You know these signs, the cost of them down here,
oh, I know. Yeah.
you're gonna look into thousands and thousands.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
no different than those speed limit signs we have from the state, right? You have them sitting out on 26 for a certain amount of weeks or however long we have it out there. People get used to it. They don't even pay any attention to it anymore and just drive right on past it with those signs. I'm not saying that it won't work, but
What's your thought on the stop signs?
it doesn't bother me. I don't mind if they're there. Can't remember, is there a stop sign coming out of the park right there by your house?
No, there's not on that lane.
We're gonna look into that
So-
too.
If we,
I was telling him that.
I've actually been coming down Delphi Road and somebody pulled out and hit me in the cop car
I
I
know,
remember
on that
that.
road. So,
at the Ball Diamond Lane. Yeah.
right.
That's
So-
what a stop sign ought to be. I'm kind of concerned is why you get it over here, not in front of anybody. I mean, it's not even at the Maud Lane. Why don't we have it here at the Ball Diamond so they stop there?
Well, you don't want to stop there because you wouldn't be able to pull it. Well, I mean, if people had stopped far enough back, you see, this is like right in front of Phoebus's old house.
Mhm.
So coming out of Mod, you would stop beyond that. If you stop here, everybody's going to be stopping here, and then these people aren't going to be able to pull out, and it'll be too white.
Is there a stop sign here?
No,
Why not?
I don't know. I said we're looking into it.
Yeah, okay, that's what you already just said.
Yeah,
The way I understood, that's not a town street.
it's
Right.
not.
So it would have to be,
It's a one-way lane.
yep,
Whereas,
and it's part of the
Township.
yeah,
township.
We can talk to them about maybe putting something up. I bet.
So then who
Still ain't
takes
gonna. It's
who
not
takes
gonna solve the problem
responsibility
he's
for
talking
that?
about. Huh?
Does the township take responsibility for that stop sign if people run it? And
I don't know. I don't know the rules on that.
as in what? Just the-
if someone runs it and runs into a police car or hits someone, you know.
There's
Do you have any-
Delphi Road. and
I don't. Is it any different than there not being a stop sign there and them running it and running into a police
Yeah.
car?
I mean,
Well, if there's no stop sign there, who's the liability?
No.
I mean,
There should be a stop
Well, it
sign.
That's what I'm
happened.
saying.
It happened. So who was the liability?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
well, I mean, it was
I remember
The other
when Ed
person.
got hit.
because
It's a
I mean,
T.
it was
It's a
still
T.
it's a T road. Yes.
T road, yeah. So I had the right of way, obviously, and he pulled out and hit me.
Yeah.
So is that considered a private drive then?
Yeah. The one that run by Jerry's house
Yeah.
runs
Yeah.
alongside it. Yeah.
As well as
So-
Park Court, Stingley.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a
Private drive. Yep. So there's no stop sign there.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, you're not supposed to pull that ongoing.
well, obviously it doesn't work, Jerry.
Especially a
Yeah.
cop car.
Yeah, gotta pay attention to this couple.
But I just, feel like somewhere in there where they live or out in there. And I know there's a driveway there where Phoebus used to live. But Brad Marlin lives right there too. It's a driveway. It's just, so I don't.
So this isn't protecting people coming out of the ball diamond. This is just to make people stop on Delphi, right? To slow down the traffic.
Yes,
I need
but in a nutshell, it will do two things in one. Because they're coming out of the ball diamond, we've already had an accident there. There's not a stop sign. It's private property. It will people stopping, coming and going. Yes, the
Okay.
people from the ball diamond, and yeah, there's a big lilac bush just down through there, and kids come out of there on bicycles, and they can't see traffic coming from the east.
Mm-hmm.
Is that lilac bush blocking visibility from the street?
It was trimmed back, but it's
Okay.
growing back, and it's going to be a constant problem.
I wouldn't be opposed to adding the 3 you have on here, but making Mod Drive one way from the east back around to the west. So you drive through the stop sign, you turn left onto Mod one way, then come back up to that stop sign that you had.
Yeah.
Because there's got to be a stop sign there, but
There is on both sides of Long Drive, yes.
yeah, but I mean on. 'Cause this only shows adding 2.
Yeah.
Not 3, but I don't. Mod's a narrow road to begin with. And I think if you made it one way, you wouldn't have the issue of 2 cars trying to go past each other with cars parked on both sides of the road. I don't know how residents would feel about it being a one way.
Why are you wanting why do you want to make Bond one way?
To have that stop sign here,
Yeah.
so people won't be coming out here and turning right. Because then there has to be a stop sign here, or else they don't have to stop.
Right.
So, I mean, it seems weird to me to put a stop sign here just for someone to come out, turn right, stop, go. But if it's one way, you just drive around and one stop and go. And it's already a narrow road. So if you got cars parked on both sides, 2 cars aren't going by each other. If it's one way, there's only one way in, one way out.
Yes, that's true.
It's not like it's a mile long road.
Yep.
I'm sure, I'm not saying that's the answer. That's just my initial thought. I like the idea of having those 3 stop signs there, one at East Street and one at Maud. So when people are leaving the Ball Diamond, it slows traffic down so they can see cars. And it also slows cars coming in and out of town, especially being if we're getting ready to redo Delphi Road and repave it. People already drive fast enough the way it is, and the road's not in very good shape. So that's just my initial thought, was making Maud Drive one way in on east and then out on west.
Yeah, you can modify it however you want.
I was just,
Making the stop sign.
I want to take a survey of those people living there.
oh yeah, I'm just, that was
I
just
think it'll
my,
upset a lot of
that
people
was
to
just my
change it.
initial,
Mod Drive.
initial thought.
Especially the people who live around the corner with the stop, because now they got to go all the way up and around and through and back to their house right there on the corner.
Yeah.
Tennille's not going to like that. It's all right, though. Whatever.
Yeah, there's not fortunately not a huge amount of traffic on Mont Drive, which is the good part.
Well, I know they had some wars a couple years ago with trailers and some other stuff in there, I thought.
Wars?
Just people claiming parking spots in front of somebody else's house. I mean, you can leave it 2-way, but
What
cars
if you
on both sides are not getting, because they had talked about only making parking on one side of the road. Indeed, correct?
What if you put the stop sign one block down that's within Mob Drive to the next drive down?
From Ward's house.
Yes.
East side.
That way, That way, what I'm concerned about is people coming this way and a bunch of cars pulling out here, or bicyclists or whatever, and somebody runs that stop sign, and us having a bunch of accidents right there because people are running the stop. Now, obviously, I know running a stop sign is bad, and it's their fault, but these people are going to be the ones paying if they're and it's a bunch of kids usually, little kids from playing at the Ball Diamond, not driving obviously, but if they're on bikes or whatever.
You haven't seen that after that ball game gets out or it starts.
What?
The cars going by there.
Yeah.
I've counted 500 cars
Coming out of the ballpark?
coming past my house.
Oh.
500 cars.
So if the stop was there that he
Which
made
way?
on this side,
Both
Oh,
ways.
both ways.
but
My camera
the
picks
stop
up
moved
every
down,
one.
they'd stop coming right in and then cruise past through the 2 mod entrances or exits or whatever you want to call them. I think they're not even picking up speed here. Well, they could if they really hammered it, but picking up speed here to be a lot of involvement here with the people coming out of the Ball Diamond. I don't know. I don't hate the idea of the stop signs for sure. Like I told Jerry, when I walk along there, and when I come around that corner, that's the scariest part of the walk, other than maybe getting abducted, but I don't think anyone's going to steal me. But
You're talking at the cemetery.
yes, I told him I always cross there because anybody whipping around that corner, I'm afraid they're not going to see me in time, and it's easier to walk in this little ditch area by the cemetery than it is trying to jump into somebody's yard, like their yard or whatever, and get out of the way of people coming 40 to 50 mile an hour around that curve. But if there was a stop sign there, even if they run that, they don't run the risk of this Ball Diamond lane so much. I mean, they got some time to react. I mean, that's just a thought. Thinking out loud.
Then you would have to put a sign out.
Yeah,
Like
out here.
Rick's.
Yeah, stop sign,
There's a
yeah.
stop
Yeah,
sign ahead.
yeah.
So they can slow down.
That's also the problem with moving it back that way is people not being able to see it. But again, that's a lot of local traffic. They'll learn that it's there after a while, but I would say people that aren't local to there are not flying around that corner for the most part because they're not familiar with,
There's been a few going out of town that did make the curve and ended up in the cemetery.
those are probably,
That's happened 3 times that I know.
they probably stopped in your garage before that though.
We just made Catherine Lane 2 lanes. Why don't you put the Ball Diamond off Delphi Road, entrance only?
It used to be.
It
used
was.
to be one way.
That way you wouldn't have to worry about people pulling out on the Delphi Road. It'd be an entrance only and they go back to the ball field. We just redone capture lane.
Oh, you're saying the ball diamond lane by his house be entrance,
Entrance only.
and then exit is
Well, extra's 2 lanes now on captured lane since we widened it up.
That's a good idea, but it's not stopping traffic on Delphi.
Well, you still have to do the stop signs,
Slow
but you wouldn't have to worry about people
Traffic,
pulling out
yes.
on the ball diamond
Yeah, I
on
think
the Delphi Road and
Yeah.
Ed or
I actually went over to the neighbor, his 2 boys were riding the bikes in this circle down the Ball Diamond Lane, coming out on Delphi Road, and oncoming traffic from the east because of the bushes they couldn't see. So I went over and told him, I said, that's none of my business, but make them go the other way. So they're coming in off Delphi Road, and they're on the line side there,
Yeah.
cars can't see them. So, yes, going
That's a
one
good
way. And yes, I forgot that is 2 ways now, getting in and out of the park.
Yeah, I agree that for a long time was entrance only, or some people didn't pay attention to it.
I don't know,
But
sign just does.
but at least the sign's there,
I don't think the city can prove it.
and I presume we can put a sign there. I mean,
Yes,
you know,
it's coming off Delphi Road.
yeah,
just to see.
with entrance only, do that. And I'll agree with Brooke. If you're going to put stop signs, put them to the east end of Maud Drive,
It's still.
and then not worry about the one way. And because people coming out here, they won't have a whole lot of time to get too much speed if someone pulls out of Maud on the west end.
Unless instead of paving the road, you just put in speed bumps. No, I'm just kidding.
that's hard on the golf carts.
if you did put
That would
entrance
really-
only on that, I would make sure you notify the rec league or so they're
Yeah.
able to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not just gonna switch it and not tell the Adrians.
Surprise, you can't get out this way.
Okay.
Okay.
Any more ideas?
No.
I just want to go out and look at it.
You what?
I just want to go out and look at it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I
And
understand.
then what is it the next step? Asking
I'm all
community,
for putting
like
something out there. I just wanna
people
make the
around
right
there,
decision by seeing
what
it
their
first.
opinions are.
Okay. So we'll kind of.
Who's responsible for that
Yeah.
when we do that? Jerry Gaylor.
Yeah.
Mom moves them now, so I'll just hand it on down.
Okay. But seriously, who is responsible for that when we're trying to add or subtract stop signs? You have to go and talk to the people that live around there.
You don't have to.
Oh, I thought you had to. When we talked about yanking those 2 stop signs.
I didn't say it'd be pleasant if you don't do it. I'm
Oh, you
saying
just
you have that-
suggested
Tried to,
doing
and then
it.
they
you
all.
have the power to do
It's gonna change the ordinance.
it.
Yeah, you could do it, but he's saying be nice to them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
I agree.
Yeah.
But who would do that? That's my question.
You.
Like,
Well,
Town.
like he wants to be the one.
Whoever wants.
I'll go hoof it. I don't
His
mind going and
son-in-law-
asking people their opinion on this.
They're telling you you have to go tell the people at Mont Drive that they're
I'm fine with that.
one way. No.
No, we're not doing the one. He can do that.
You know, it's not
No, I'm
even.
not saying that was just.
I know. You're just thinking out loud like I was when we
Yes.
moved the stop sign. I
It's
get
not
it.
changed from Mon Drive. We're just putting a stop sign out there on Delphi.
Yeah.
They'll have to stop at, but they should be stopping there anyway.
Right. If they're turning in, they're stopping. I mean, almost stopping there.
I would say, why don't the 3 or 4 of you go out there and look and see what you think will be best.
You remember?
And then after you have decided that, then decide who needs to be contacted in there.
Yeah.
Whether you're
I don't mind.
contacting the rec league or just the people in Mont Drive, or who are you contacting? Because you don't want to contact them before
We decided what
you
to
want
do.
to,
Right.
because then you just have a bunch of.
I'll do my part and ask everyone in the cemetery. You
Okay.
guys can
Let's
split
make
up
it-
however you want.
Okay.
Divvy it up how you want.
Okay, so Gary, thank you much. Appreciate the input on that. We will table till next meeting, but I would anticipate we'll probably
I
get something
think it'll
done.
help him out big time. And your other part-time people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's shaking his head, so yeah, that's a good deal.
I don't mind at all.
What I did on the Ball Diamond was, when they decided what they wanted to do, I just looked and got the names of all the owners of the property, whether they were renters or not.
Mm-hmm.
The renters didn't get anything, just the owners of the property. and then gave the options of what you were planning to do, and then gave them a phone number and address to write back, see what they thought about it.
Yeah.
Got about a third of the people that responded timely, and gave you some idea what to do.
But regarding that drive, there aren't any residents. Jerry is at the
Well,
other end of that, but who's there to
The
notify?
lane,
Huh?
the easement,
Huh.
that's what it is. It was sold off my property years ago.
Okay, well, it's beside you. That's who we're
Yes.
talking about, contacting people that are around that. There aren't any residents to contact regarding that.
there again, if you decide that there's no one else to contact other than Jerry, you can just find out who the president of the recreational league is, and
Yeah.
contact them and let them come back with their feelings. So you just got one person to contact. If they don't contact any of their residents, any of their players, when it changes the next year and they say, "Oh, this is horrible," you have to go talk to your president. We sent them a letter to ask for their input, and we got crickets.
The thing is for the safety of all those people going in and out of the
Yeah.
of the ball diamond. So
I
they
think
shouldn't object.
their argument will be they're using this lane because it has the two huge yards beside it, and it keeps all the cars away from kids. And the diamonds are the ones that have all the kids around them, and the park, and you're
Mhm.
driving cars back through the kids is what
Mhm.
I already know. I already know that's going to be one of the things they argue. The reason that's why they have that exit is because you have yard over here and yard over here and a long narrow lane, where if we're driving everybody back through the pavilion to the pavilion and around, you're coming back up through the park where the kids play, and you're coming back through the fields where the kids play. And so many people park out by that middle field, and kids play out there. But again, people aren't
We're already encouraging them to go back that way by making it 2 lanes. So
right. Well, not really, because once you get past that, it's one lane.
You can't get
So
too
you're
long.
not. Yeah.
You can't
It's
watch.
not wide enough for
Only that one
Yes, it is.
well,
field.
barely.
They do it.
Well,
barely.
yeah, but only that one field can reach the 2-lane part. The other 2 fields you can't. I mean, yeah, you can go the wrong way, but you're gonna look like a fool when a car meets you head on. So I don't know. I'm not. I like that idea of coming in though. Is it safer for people here? Is it less safe for people here at the Diamonds? I mean,
Well, no matter. I mean, if we don't make that one way, there definitely needs to be a stop sign there.
yeah.
Definitely needs to be a stop sign there.
Well, the point being what you're saying, children are around, so they should, back there on Delphi Road, whatever, they should be driving responsible and slow
Yeah.
down. You don't know what they're
Right.
State.
Okie doke. All right, so I guess we will table this till the next meeting and give us a chance to look at it and go from there. And like I said, I think we'll probably get something done. And thank you for your input. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Brooke, are you done with everything that you have to
Yep.
give us? Okay.
I'm done.
Anybody else have anything good for the cause? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
It's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
I'll write that down.
Yay.
Petition, and I got
7:35 is an hour
Sally.
last week.
Seconds.
everybody down.
Good work, everybody. Good work.
So
Your lady did.
They did well.
Because we're gonna have 2 meetings in December.
And the budget. Yeah.
We gotta kind of look at that too. It probably won't be on the
I actually typed it out for them what to say, so they knew.
One of them is
Say that again.
He likes
Christmas Eve
target people when it's in the
or
backyard.
New Year's Eve. We don't want that.